Hello, and thank you for joining me online today. I'm Pastor Roy Dowdy, one of the pastors at Expectation Church, and I look after the care and counseling pieces in our church. So I just wanted to reach out to you today and be helpful about anxiety. We are in a season where coronavirus is on everybody's mind. Buildings are being shut down. We are being asked to stay at home and not gather in too many big social settings. So as we're thinking about these things, it's hard for that thought to not become so big and so overwhelming that it is constantly going on. And the media doesn't help because it's always there. They're always talking about it. So today, Proverbs chapter 12 verse 24 says this: "Anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad." So each time I'm giving you something here to be hopeful and helpful about, I want to share that verse with you because I want to give you a good word. Anxiety is one of those things that when triggered, or if triggered, it can continually spin in your mind. And so what happens as it becomes bigger and louder, you're going to want to have to deal with that because it can take over some things. So I want to give you just some good biblical truth to think through as anxiety starts to hit, because if you can meditate on God's word and place these verses in your mind and mull them over from time to time and let that become the initial thought that happens every time anxiety rises about this time in our world, it will be very helpful. There's a great verse in Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 where it says, "Be strong and courageous and do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you no matter wherever you go." So this is a verse that was given to Joshua as he was taking the people of Israel into the promised land. And he was going to face many challenges. And so this verse here, you just take it into your mind, digest it, and bring it back out so that it can be helpful to you. Another verse is, "I sought the Lord, he answered me and delivered me from all my fear." That's Psalm chapter 34 verse 4. These are great tools that you can use that will help you with this. Another thing I would suggest when it comes to anxiety is if you find yourself still having some issues and wanting to really resolve it, there are great resources out there. One of the clinically proven paths for taking care of anxiety, anger, depression, and stress is something called cognitive behavioral therapy. Here are some books that I would suggest to you. There's a workbook called Anxiety Workbook by Clark and Beck. And this book takes you through quite a few exercises that help you to move from dealing with fear and anxiety to a place of really having good, calm emotions and thoughts about something. Mind Over Mood by Greensberger and Pulaski is a similar kind of book, and you will find all kinds of help in that. There's two Christian books that I'd also like to recommend: Anger, Anxiety, and Fear by Stuart Scott, and another book called Telling Yourself the Truth by Backus and Chapman. So if these resources are helpful to you, let me know about it. Read the book, write me a review. I'd love to hear what's happening for you. And I hope these have been good thoughts to give you some courage as you face this time in our world today.